Welcome to the Double Fall Podcast. I'm your host, Will, unfortunately not accompanied by my co-host, Coach Jeremy, but, life got in the way, little busy schedules, but there was absolutely no way I wasn't going to talk about Denis Shapovalov against Carlitos Alcaraz. To start, obviously I'm a little biased towards the one-hander. I'm an unwavering advocate for the one-handed backhand. This is, however, Carlitos' best surface, probably his best tournament of the year. Sure, there's like Madrid or Barcelona, the Spanish clay. When he has the home crowd behind him, he's obviously going to be the top contender there. But on a slow hard court in Indian Wells, this is usually the time of the year where Carlitos starts to round into form. And I think that's baked into the line here. He's a huge favorite. It's pretty much for him to win in 2 sets. Shapo is a little bit of a juiced plus 4.5 games at minus 135, similar with the total minus 20.5 games. I think that is completely justified. I think Alcaraz, for how good Shapo is playing recently, I think Alcaraz, if he plays his best tennis, if he plays 80% of his best tennis, I don't think Denis is quite at that level yet, but man, what a good gauge this is going to be tonight to see if this is just a fluke or a blip on the radar where Shapo is having these positive results. I thought, he was one of the best players in Dallas, obviously won the tournament. Kind of followed up not having those bad losses in Acapulco until he got to Fokina where, had a couple leads in the sets, blew the sets. It is what it is. Hints of the old Shapo. But this is the perfect gauge to tell if this guy's for real. Me and my co-host, Coach Jeremy, we think Denis Shapovalov is playing top 10, top 15 tennis right now. I think he's got top 5 potential. I think he can be an absolute threat at Wimbledon. If you follow my Twitter, you already know we're on him to win Wimbledon, plus 8,500. But in this match specifically, I think Denis has the rally tolerance and the shot variety to hang with Carlitos. I think the books obviously had to price it like this because Carlitos is a legitimately on GOAT trajectory. Like his performances at this tournament specifically warrant him being a heavy favorite here. Maybe they haven't caught up to the form that Shapo's playing in. Both of them had pretty routine wins in the previous round, so there's not like, oh, he barely escaped in the third set, the last round. But I think the play here, and this might just be me wanting a good match, believing in my boy Shapo, but I think you lay the minus 135 and you take the over 20.5 games, because what I've seen from Carlitos this year is that he does not like to win easy, and he can make life difficult. And he's got Showtime tennis. He's got the superhuman highlight reels. When he makes it, it's incredible. Nobody can touch it. But taking that risk, some say it's unnecessary. Some, Coach Jeremy would say that's what makes him great. That leads to giving his opponents more free points. And I think the form Shapo's in, the inner belief he's had, the mindset change where he's no longer like blaming other people. He's finding ways to win and be in matches. And I think 20.5 games, like the books have not caught on to how good Shapo is playing right now. I love that. I think he can make this a match. If he wins this match, my God, is the ceiling the sky? Like, put Shapo immediately into the top 5 power rankings. I have him in my top 5 hardcore power rankings, but let's see what reality is for Denis right now. I was praying for this matchup when the draw came out. I was like, please, neither of them lose. I need to gauge Shapo. And there's not a better standard in the sport of tennis right now than Carlitos, especially now that Sinner's suspended. But in Carlitos' best tournament, if Shapo proves he can hang here, which I hopefully think he will, I think he can hit this over. I think we're ready to see a solid performance out of Denis and prove that he's not going away this year and his ranking's only going to go up. His ranking has not caught up to the tennis that he's playing right now. His level is way above where he's seated currently. And I think right here tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern in Indian Wells, Denis Shapovalov proves he belongs on a tennis court with the great Carlitos Alcaraz.